What is going on, guys? So I'm kind of adding this after the fact. A couple of reasons. One, I wanted to mention that a YouTuber named Deb, Pinching Pesos. I've never met her in real life. I've done a couple of live shows with her on the Reseller 6-pack. She's huge in the reselling community. I'm sure 99% of you guys have already heard from other channels that she has COVID and is improving but not doing great. So I seen there's a GoFundMe. I went and donated. I'll leave a link down below if anyone wants to donate and help her out. And also Dwayne from Mothership Products is doing an auction. It has been a long time since he's done a live auction. I won't be on there. I will be there bidding though and watching. It's going to be a lot of fun. I always enjoyed when he did those auctions, so it's cool to see him kind of come out of the woods here, and he's been quiet on it for a while to do something to help her out. Obviously no obligation to anyone watching this. You don't have to help, but if you want to, I'll leave links down below for the GoFundMe. It's just to help her family. The auction is a great way to help too, and you can buy some really cool stuff and just come hang out and have a good time. So I'll leave a link to Dwayne's channel. Like I said, most of you guys, you probably know who she is. Man, I tell you, doing anything with a 3-year-old at home all day is so hard. 2-minute video takes 15 minutes because he needs help every couple minutes. He's on this random kick where everything is daddy please help. He will not try anything, so I'm trying to get him to try and attach the train tracks on your own. But anyways, that's besides the point. Like I was saying, if you guys want, go help Deb. There's links down below. I'm assuming 99% of you guys have already heard this and already know from bigger guys that are making videos all the time. But if a couple of you guys that have follow my channel and haven't heard and you do help out, that's great. So yeah, I'll leave links down below. And then the other reason I kind of adding this random intro is I filmed that arcade I got. I filmed trying to get it done. Long story short, I had to get it done in a night, and then I accidentally erased all the data when I did an update to the arcade kind of UI system. And then I had to pull an all-nighter and try and back it up and reload information on an external hard drive, and then I had to go to the guy's shop to finish it up. So I was up till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I realized half the stuff I filmed was a little bit not great or not in focus just because of sleep deprivation. So I'm gonna piece it together the best I can. But this is the Mortal Kombat arcade. I bought it for $100. I put about another 50 into it, and I traded it for about $600 worth of stuff and 600 cash. So I got about 1,200 for it total. And the stuff I got was a bunch of vintage computer parts, so it's pretty cool. And see, I got the sun already bothering me now. You need something with the truck? Yeah, that's a nice truck. Apparently I gotta go play trucks. So I've mentioned it in other videos, but I bought an arcade machine to fix up and to flip. And it took way longer to program than I thought, and then because of COVID it took way longer to get parts in, and now I gotta finish it because he's coming tomorrow, which means I get to be up all night trying to wire it. I gotta put the speakers in, I gotta wire in a power switch, I gotta run an extension cable, I gotta mount the computer, and I gotta mount the speakers because you can't have them rattling around in there, and I gotta clean the inside of the screen up, so I have to take the monitor out. And when that's all done, I gotta put it all back together and I gotta test it. So there's gonna be some soldering, some running wires, a whole bunch. So I figured I'd show you guys bits and pieces of it as I go. Here it is in all its glory. It's a disaster in my kitchen right now. I got tools laying all over the place from doing this. So I have to clean the monitor. Oh yeah, I'll pick it up just fine. You can see there's like these dirt marks and stuff on the inside. I gotta clean all that up. So I gotta take the monitor out to get to this glass to be able to clean that up. I gotta clean off my marks. So I was labeling buttons as I was going, so I knew what button went where while programming it all in. And then I gotta run the rest of the wiring in. So I'll give you guys an idea. I think I've showed this before, but there's the basics. That's too dark to see. Hold on, guys. Try and make it clear enough without making it go too crappy. It's really dark trying to look in there. So there's all the wiring I had to do. It's not as daunting as it looks for anyone kind of into this stuff. This is called iPack 2, and it kind of functions as almost like a keyboard connected. But each one of these wires, each one of these sections is a switch, and it's labeled. It'll say like P2 SW1, which is like player 2 switch 1. So player 2 switch 1 would be this one here. So literally one wire from that one I'm clicking right there. Here's a little switch. It's pretty simple. It's just an electronic switch. It's just like an on-off switch. So you have your main wire, which is this one. That runs down into the switch. And then the other one
just carries on a loop, and it goes to the next switch, and then the next switch, and then the next switch, and they're all looped using these, which isn't the greatest way to do it, but they're all looped using that, and then those run to the grounds on here, and that is essentially how it works. And then you just program in your buttons to whatever you have installed in your system to correspond with what you want them to do. So basically how I did it, since this is an arcade cabinet, is the joysticks function just like a D-pad, a directional pad. So you got your left, right, up, down. That's pretty easy. And then these are your main buttons. It's basically remodeled off a Super Nintendo controller. So your bottom two buttons, your top two buttons on a Super Nintendo controller, your shoulder pads, select or insert coin if you're playing a actual arcade game. Start, same thing, start to select coin, same layout. And then we have side buttons here. So what I did for these is volume down, volume up. And I'm not going to get into it because this isn't the right kind of monitor setup, but if you did a lengthwise monitor, you can set these up to also be paddles if you're going to play pinball games. And you can just multifunction it, so you could hit like, and to turn it off, it's a multifunction. So you hold this, hold that, that'll back you out of any game. And if you just do this like 3 times, it'll shut the whole thing down. I might program in though, we'll see, so that you can do this, and then that will cause these to not be volume buttons, and they will function as a different button. You have your spin ball, you have your trackball. These are for some pretty retro arcade games. The trackball, golf. I think we played Snake with the trackball. I think Asteroids would have been the trackball. I forget what this one would have been for, but I know it's an older, early 80s style. I don't know, I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know. But these are installed too. This functions as a mouse too, so if you were to boot up Windows, because this runs off Windows 10, this does function as a mouse. And there's the back. It's pretty empty. The first thing I gotta do, I wonder if I can climb in there. Let me get a light. Alright, so the first thing I'm doing, oh, there's your coin mechanism too. As I climb in here, there, oh, it's dark in here. I'm standing inside an arcade cabinet trying to film this. This is really hard to do. So these speakers have to come out because they are very, very much blown. There is no, yeah, you guys won't be able to see, but there is no paper left on the inside of there. So I gotta take these out, and it's really cramped in here. Like, really, really, really cramped. Oh! Now I'm dropping things. Almost broke a light. Oh, man. Whoa! My makeshift kitchen workbench right now. My wife's gonna kill me one of these days. I just need a shop. Like, I have a shed, but it is literally tool storage because I have too many tools. Anyways, there's the speaker. It's screwed. See, there's no foam around here. It's all rattly. Tweeter's fine, but these are getting thrown out, and I'll show you what's going in. So what's going in it are these Logitechs, and I'm just gonna use some L brackets or all around. Put a screw in it, screw in it, screw in it. Bend the L bracket around, screw in the top. That'll hold them in. It'll actually be mounted like this, facing downwards, obviously, so that the sound travels downwards through the speaker holes. And it has a subwoofer right here. You can't really see it. God, my kitchen's a mess. Wow. But that'll be mounted in the bottom, and it sounds really nice. I test fitted it already, so now I gotta squeeze these suckers up there and mount them. Man, that shit hurt. Look at that. Ouch. That is from reaching. Oh god, you guys are gonna be able to see that. Hold on, let me get some lights. There, that's better. These marks, which do not feel nice, especially that top one, that's gonna bruise. That really dented my arm. Anyways, that is from reaching up in that hole to reach over to hold the speaker to put some screws in. So I mounted it differently. Instead of using L brackets, I just slammed screws up, and then this covers the holes. So that is just gonna go bang boom right back up there, other than this way so you don't see all that dust. I'll clean it first. I'll cover all those screw holes, but that hurt getting that in there. Hopefully I didn't go through a wire putting a screw in the bottom. We'll find out when I test it. I do have other speakers if I did that. Thank goodness for security bits, because I would have never, I don't know if it's going to focus on that or not, I would have never gotten those off without them. Has a little kind of nipple in the center that pokes up, so you need a special bit. So I ordered a security bit set off Amazon. It's double-sided. It's actually nice for electronics. Comes with these little screen lifters and things and little suction cups. It was only like 25 bucks, so it's coming handy though. So I know it's ridiculously hard to see in here. It's such harsh light. It's kind of hard to see inside an arcade cabinet, but that's the sub box. It's all mounted down. Make the light a little better here. Here we go. So that's the sub box all mounted down. I just put screws for the feet. It's nice and solid. Put in some little wire holders there. I haven't put all the wires in them yet, just to run the speaker wire and the switch wire. There's a switch too that I forgot to film that's mounted in the top now. There, you guys can see it up there. That just controls the marquee light. So now all I gotta do is take this monitor out. So I gotta take these metal brackets off, slide the monitor out, clean all that glass, and put the monitor back in. Alright, so, God, I'm winded from this. The monitor is out. So now you just gotta clean the glass in the monitor and then remount that monitor. That was a pain in the butt to get out too. My goodness. So yeah, that's all out. Time to clean it, clean the monitor, and then remount the monitor, and then wire my switch up in the back, run the wires, plug everything back in, and then retest everything. Hopefully it works how it should. Chemical guys, it is good stuff. If you guys have never tried it, streak free glass clean, you can get it on Amazon. I like it. I like a lot of their products so far. I mean, it is car cleaning stuff, but it works for glass, right? Alright, that is all clean. That is not so dirty. Time to wrestle with mounting a monitor in there. Oh no, I gotta clean the monitor first. Whew, I'm working up a sweat being inside that thing, and this is not what I wanted to be doing tonight. If you guys can't tell by my eyes, like how dark they are and the bags under them for the last few videos, I haven't gotten enough sleep. I was planning on having a nice easy night tonight, but now I gotta finish this thing, so all-nighter, here we come. It's so hot. It's like being in an oven when you're inside that thing. Also, look how dirty that monitor is. Oh, that's bad. So yeah, time to clean that up. Alright, so got the monitor all cleaned up. Oh, I noticed this. Hopefully I didn't do it. That is quite a big split in the bezel. So hopefully this still works, because that bracket is made specifically for this monitor, and unfortunately this is a 16 by 10, not a 16 by 9 monitor. So, and it's thick, so like trying to find a replacement isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world, so I really hope I didn't break it taking it out. We'll find out. So the screen is mounted back in, the grill's mounted in, camera's want to find focus, there we go, grill's mounted in, screen's mounted in, screen's all clean, looks pretty good now, as clean as it's going to get. I'll give it one more wipe down, it's got more fingerprints, and now all I got to do is wire up the switch for the back. So what I did is a little ghetto, but you can see here, that's part of the switch. This is the back of the arcade too, this whole thing, this is the bottom. And this is being wired on the inside, a power bar, which has the ends cut off, which I'm not done wiring it, but basically that switch is gonna go into there, so you have your switch to flick it on and off. This is basically the back side of the plug, so when you plug the plug in, this is where your power comes from. You got your white, which is, oh god, I'm gonna screw this up. Anyways, you got your black and whites on these, and then this is your earth ground, they call it, which is the little round plug at the bottom of the plugs. So I gotta wire those up to this switch, and then this should have power. So I'll show you the other side of the switch too, for anyone that's curious. So it's a little bit hack jobby, but no one sees the back side of this anyways. So the switch, when it's through, it'll just click, 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 click. There's where you'll plug it in, just like a PC plug. That'll be your main switch supply, which will supply power to the power bar, which will have the light plugged in, the computer plugged in, the subwoofer plugged in. I think that's it. So 3 plugs. And then you can just turn it off and on this way. That's the easiest, most simplest way to do it. A little bit hacked here, but it's fine. I'll put some black paint, and I gotta throw some screws in there. Alright, so that's basically the switch wired up. What you got going on here is you have your white, which is your neutral. Oh god, I better get that in frame. So you got your white, which is your neutral. This is where the plug would plug in. So that's taking your neutral, and that's putting it right through to the switch to run to the neutral that runs to the power bar. Then you have your black, that's just a bit of heat shrink coming off. That is your hot, or your live. That runs from this part of the switch, which is the fuse. This has a fuse in it, which if you guys are going to get a switch, get one with a fuse. It's safe. If you wire it up wrong, anything happens. So then it runs with the switch from the fuse, and then your live runs out to the power bar there. And the only one I have left to hook up is the ground, which would be the round plug, or the round prong on a plug. And that just goes to the top. So I just got to get one more of these, slide her on, crimp her down, plug her right in there like that. And then this thing is wired for sound and power, and we just gotta hook everything up, put a light bulb in it, and retest all the games.
So you guys can probably hear kids' programs in the background. So if I looked tired before, it did me in tonight, or last night, it's morning now, that arcade. So I was done. All I had to do was just test the games, and they were working just fine. And then Launchbox went through an update. I did not realize it was going through an update. Normally I don't have the arcade computer connected to the internet, but I did just to download a few drivers for the arcade buttons. Didn't notice it was going for an update. Shut it down, restarted it for the arcade button configurations I downloaded to find out Launchbox went through that update. And now when I try to launch it, nothing happens, so I can't open it. I tried using backups of the system, I tried different config files, could not get it to boot. So what I had to do, and then I tried to transfer, because I have the same file on my computer as a backup, so I tried to transfer that backup back to the arcade computer. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, bad luck I guess, my hard drive cloner and transfer thing, you plug two hard drives in at once, transfers data back and forth, refused to work. And then when it did work, it was working at like 100 kilobytes a second, and when you have 480 gigs of data, that's not gonna work. So I had to get up super early. We drove out to Walmart. I got a 1 terabyte external hard drive, so I'm gonna load the backup onto there. It's doing it right now. And then I probably won't even take the time to pull the stuff off the external and put it on the hard drive on Launchbox in the arcade. Likely what I'll do is just leave it plugged in, and I'll use double-sided Velcro to Velcro to the top of the case, and I'll just have Launchbox run off the external hard drive. It's fine when it's USB 3.0. There's no real slowdowns. Nothing compared to, like, it's the same as a regular internal drive unless you're using an SSD. And then the internal drive will just run the operating system, which is Windows, which you don't actually see it. It kind of runs in the background because Launchbox is the first thing that boots up. Obviously, you don't need to see Windows if it's an arcade cabinet. But I was up till like 3 in the morning trying to transfer that data, and then I got up at 6:30 to get ready to drive my wife to work and to get my son up and drive to Walmart. So I could fall asleep right now. Feels good closing my eyes, but lovely, eh? I guess I'll have an early bed tonight. Oh, and while I was at Walmart, I decided to buy a monitor because there's a nice curved monitor on sale. So not all the profits, but some of the profits from the arcade cabinet sale are going to getting a new monitor. So hopefully I get all this transfer done, because he is coming today. He's going to come at the end of the day. Thank God it's a buddy of mine, so he doesn't mind waiting. But he's already waited long enough, and then to have this happen, oh man, it's frustrating, and I'm just exhausted. Oh man, killed me last night. But it came along nicely. It's all clean and everything. So there's, oh geez, you guys won't be able to see in there again. Turn up that brightness. There's the inside. Speakers are all mounted. Computer's mounted, so there's no, like, you can't push it over. My switch is all wired in. There's the front of it, which I already showed. It's with the on-off switch. So everything's good. All I really got to do is get my wire tie downs quickly. I gave up last night and just run these to the side and use those little wire staples to hold them down, just so they're not flopping around like that. Not that it really matters. I mean, they'd be fine to leave, but just more professional. So now I just need this damn data to transfer. Well, I'm definitely not getting this hard drive in before he gets here, because he's about 45 minutes away for this arcade, and there's still 229 gigabytes of data to transfer over. This is gonna be a minute. On another note, gotta back up there. There's the new wide monitor. I've had one before, but got myself another ultra wide monitor. Now I don't need the 2-screen setup, because this is wide enough. I can have both panels going. Works great. Not a bad buy. Got to spoil myself a little bit today. Alright, well, here it is.
it's ready. Kinda. Everything's all hooked up. Door's all on it now. I've wiped everything down. Hi, Peanut. And it's good to go. Everything in here is wired up. I even put a chain on to hold it, which isn't attached yet, but there's that wire mesh. That's all good. Running to the gears. Computer's down in there mounted. Lights are on. It's good to go. The lights are up. Pain in the ass to mount up there too, but lights are in there. Everything's good. Back screwed on it, so now he just needs to come get it. There's the side graphic. Mortal Kombat. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be sad to see this thing go, but it's, you know, a kitchen is no place to have a arcade cabinet. So to a new home it goes. It's going in his office, which that's a good spot for it. I will find another one, or maybe I'll build one from the ground up. I've always kind of wanted to do that, so yeah, maybe I'll do that. But there it is. Midway Arcade Mortal Kombat cabinet. Bought for 100, sold for 600, plus about another 650, 700 in electronics, which I'll show you guys that. I got like an Atari ST, couple Amiga computers, a VIC-20, a Commodore 64, a C64. What else did I get? A VIC-20 was in there. I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. I'll make a video and show you guys, because it's a whole bunch of cool old electronics, so it'll be a good one. Also, this is like the heaviest thing in the world to move. Actually, I'll show you. There's little handles in the back of this thing, so you gotta pull it back from right here, and you gotta really like stand and give it all you got. I could barely do it. It's easier with two people. And there's the original Midway tag, Mortal Kombat, with the serial number and everything, so it's legit. It's a real one. So yeah, that's how it went, building an arcade. I probably should have had it done sooner so it wasn't such a crunch, but I got it done. He's happy with it. I ended up having to go to his office and spend a couple hours there reprogramming the buttons in and just making sure everything worked correctly. And that was about it, other than his old man really likes Atari 2600 games, so I'm going to load up some more Atari 2600 games on an external drive and bring it over and install it on Launchbox for him. Also, I realized I never filmed the machine working, so I have some rougher footage that I sent the buddy that was buying the arcade of it kind of working when I first got it, before the whole thing shut down on me and I had all that issues with the config files being corrupt and everything. So I'll share that to end the video, and that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys at Dwayne's auction, and thanks for watching. Bye for now. Oh, and I got the next video, I'm having a big garage sale at Brickyard Antiques where I used to work. They're doing the big garage sale day. Ooh, God, I got an itchy head. They're doing the big garage sale day, so I rented myself a spot there for the day for 20 bucks. So I've been loading everything up and gonna try and film as much as I can. I'm sure it's gonna be hard to run a garage sale and film. So yeah, that should be the next video. Anyways, bye for now, guys. So here's your arcade kind of working. There's your Nintendo Virtual Boy. They'll all have a loading screen like this, and then you can select all the games you want. 32X, Sega CD, Sega Genesis, and then each one will tell you how many games you have for each console. And then once you pick anything you want, like we're in NES right now, you can scroll through all the games. Shut up, Peanut. Fucking dogs, man. And select a game and hit start. Hit start again, it loads up, and there's your loading screen, and then it goes into the game. If you're wondering why it took so long, coding all this in and making all these buttons work is far from an easy task. So yeah.